Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the More Freedom series. Today we have traveled to the Coca-Cola Super Speedway for the Coca-Cola 125. This is going to be race number 13 in the More Freedom series, season 6. And just over, like a third of a way through the season, let's go through your current top 10 in points. Your points leader is the 122 of Adam Victor. Second's going to be the 61 of Chevy. Third will be the 300 of Resemble. Fourth will be the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Fifth will be the 67 of the Mini Checks. Sixth will be the 88 of NM. Seventh will be the 51 of AJM. Eighth will be the 29 of Wishbone Attack. Ninth will be the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 660 of Garrett Miller. Let's look at your team and chassis standings. Aces to Z Motorsports still leads away. Second's going to be NBR. Third will be G3 Motorsports. Fourth will be the Drop Bear Racing Team. And rounding out the top 5 will be Amish Buggy Racing. Chassis standings are Dodge, Toyota, and Chevy. So that's a look at all things points here for this Coca-Cola 125, race number 13. And we're going to see how all these drivers handle this giant super speedway here at Coca-Cola. And they are getting the cars dialed in, so let's go racing. As they get the cars fired up and out on the track, let's go through your starting top 10 today for the Coca-Cola 125. Starting on the pole will be the 660 of Garrett Miller, and on his outside, the 77 is Zip. Starting third will be the 122 of Adam Victor, and on his outside, the 50 of Canny May. Starting fifth will be the 34 of Super Snake, and on his outside, the 67 of the Mini Checks. Starting seventh will be the 00 of Mudbone, and on his outside, the 88 of NM. Starting ninth will be the 72 of Duchess, and rounding out your top 10, known wrecker, the 23 of Fuller Than You. So let's look at your starting top 10 today for the Coca-Cola 125. I think that's Garrett's first pole of the year, and he has made his way into the top 10 in points, so another 5 points ain't going to hurt. He's got the points leader, the 122 of Adam Victor, right there behind him. A couple of his teammates, the 50 and the 34, in the top 10 starting with him here today. We got the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile starting on the outside, the 77 of Zip for TPRG. We're going to see if their Super Speedway package, how it does here today at Coca-Cola. You got the 77, the 00 in the top 10 here today. So it is going to be a high-speed affair here at Coca-Cola. Not sure how many laps they'll go before the pit stop, maybe 10. And we've got 42 laps of green flag action, I do believe. Hopefully green flag action as we're working into the front stretch. The beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car is in. Very long straightaways here at Coca-Cola, as it's a giant paper clip, I guess, is what you would call it. Green flag is out. We are underway here for the Coca-Cola 125. They're going to get the cars fired up down the front stretch. Garrett's going to do his best to try to lead lap number 1. We'll see how that goes for him. 122 of Adam Victor is already hot on his trail as they are working into turn 1 and 2 down the backstretch. So Adam trying to lead lap number 1, get himself those 5 bonus points. Here comes last week's winner, the 67 of the Mini Checks. Garrett's teammate, the 34 Super Snake, jumps to the inside right there in front of the Mini Check, so he is trying to help Garrett lead lap number 1 here at Coca-Cola. Down the front stretch they go. Mini Check's got some draft help by the 00 of Mudbone. Mudbone's, again, the plate package for the TPRG is always really good as the 34 Super Snake works to the front of this field. Let's bring up your timing and scoring. As always, top 10 will be on your left. Favorite driver scrolling across the top. So 660 of Garrett Miller leads lap number 1. 34 of Super Snake has taken over with the 67 of the Mini Checks there right behind him. We have a battle for third right now between the 25 of JTM, the 49 of Jetman, the 999 as they work down the front stretch here. So the Super Snake leads the way, middle line right now for that 25 of JTM. He has been coming off some, man, this is going to be an announcer's curse. I'm knocking on wood right now for him. He's come off of some really bad races here as of late. As we see the two Thunderbirds working together, the 49 and the 44. Down the backstretch they go. The 300 of Resemble down to the inside with the help of the 544, Frederick Winklebaum. So you got the 34 of Super Snake still leading the way somehow by like 2 or 3 car lengths right now. Is Super Snake out to the front of this field as the 49 of Jetman slides up there in front of the 25 of JTM here. So into second place goes that 49 of Jetman as we see the 777 of Seabass trying to work down to the inside here. He is pushing the 300 Resemble around the 25 of JTM with the help of Known Wrecker, the 23 of Fuller Than You. Here comes the 28 of E-Doggy. So we got Seabass hanging out in the kind of middle line right now as we see the 28 work down to the bottom of the track for TPRG. 49 of Jetman close to the back bumper right now of the 34 of Super Snake. We're going to see if he jumps out here down the front stretch or if he stays in line. We see Resemble staying there. Jetman does jump out. He is going to help get some of that draft by the 777 of Seabass. So through 1 and 2 they go. The 49 of Jetman trying to lead here at Coca-Cola. He has a car length right now on the 34, but that 777 of Seabass staying down to the bottom of the track. Here comes the old man, the 471 of Kung Fu Beer. So KFB working down to the inside right now as he is going to get around that 49 of Jetman, as he is going to try to stay to the bottom of the track too, as the 61 of Chevy is now making his play for the second position, as 471 of Kung Fu Beer now 3 wide in the middle with the 49 and the 61. So Jetman falling back right now. Here comes Fuller and AJM and Moon Bunny down the backstretch. Somehow Seabass still leading the way, but I think he's going to lose this lead to the 61 of Chevy here in just a minute. That's going to be 5 bonus points for the current second place in the championship, the 61 of Chevy. Assuming the 51 of AJM doesn't go around him here, as he's got a great run through the turn. He's going to have to hook it low. I don't know if Moon Bunny can push him to the front of the field right now. 420 of Queen of Hearts lined up on the bottom with the 72 of Duchess, as they are 3 wide for the third-ish position. So Chevy's going to lead there with the 51 of AJM getting help with the 420 of Queen of Hearts. It's a 2-car breakaway, but not very long, as the 72 of Duchess now works to the third position, middle line here with the 300 of Resemble down at the bottom. So it looks like Rise has a really good car so far here today at Coca-Cola as we are working lap number 7. We may see some pit stops here. Duchess got way out of line there for a second as AJM does leave the way. So again, 5 bonus points here, 5 bonus points there can be the factor at the end of the year in the championship, as it has happened a couple times over the course of the IROC Series and the More Freedom Series, as AJM leads the way. Second now, that 544, Frederick Winklebaum with a 34 of Super Snake working down to the inside. So Frederick gets a great run on the 51 down into turn 3. Pushes it down to the bottom of the track as he is, Frederick just got that Dunkin' Donuts Domino's Dodge for RP Racing hooked up right now. Fastest lap of the day. We're going to call it 250 miles an hour here at Coca-Cola, as Frederick now leads the race with the 34 of Super Snake into second. We've got the 420 of Queen of Hearts into the third position now, as it looked like Super Snake going to jump down to the bottom. AJM gets a great run to the bottom of the track. Here comes the 799 of Mike Check as well. Mike is going to make it 3 wide. AJM slides to the top line here as the 34 of Super Snake trying to push underneath the 544 Frederick Winklebaum here off of turn number 4. We've got a crash, folks. We've got a crash on the track. Looks like, oh, announcer's curse, folks. That is just the announcer's curse for the 25 at JTM. He is going to be involved in that caution. The 12, the 8, the 25, all involved here. So AJM definitely is going to be using some profanity at your race announcer at the end of this race. His back end is all torn up here. So Deviant a lap down. Looks like Deviant just into the pits for a pit stop maybe. No, I'm not sure if he pitted or what happened with Deviant, but he is being shown a lap down as the 25, I think, is actually out of this race maybe. So 25 at JTM goes out early here for the race. We see a bunch of cars coming in. Some people staying out. So the 544 is in. We got some people staying in, some people staying out. I don't know that that's a great deal as we're working lap number 10 here. 34 stays out. 420 is out. Host of everybody else. I mean, the 95 stays out. The 28 stays out here. 777 of Seabass stays out. So I'm not sure what their pit strategy is here, but let's see what brought out that caution flag. Well, unfortunately, this caution is going to be brought out by contact between the 8 and the 25. You're going to see this happen. The Moon Bunny runs it down to the bottom of the track where JTM was, and it's going to cause this caution to put JTM out of the race. Actually going to put out Moon Bunny, Zan, and JTM as a result. And we're back to live action here as you do see the 34, the 420, the 28, and the 42 coming in. So the 95 stays out here. So Zed stays out on the track. He's going to pick up the lead. He's going to get those 5 bonus points. So very interesting here by the 95 of Zed Brunna. He's going to stay out on the track. We're working lap number 12. I can't imagine that he's going to stay out much longer. There can't be that much fuel left in the Labatt's Blue Toyota for Aces to Zed Motorsports. Assuming, okay, we're going to call it right now. He's currently in the lead. Second's going to be the 544 of Frederick Winklevom. Third will be the 51 of AJM. Fourth will be the 799 of Mike Check. Fifth will be the 11 of TC Roberts. Sixth will be the 49 of Jetman. Seventh will be the 44 of Lil Vato. We're going to call eighth the 42 of Mel Say What. Ninth will be the 28 or the 29 of Wishbone Attack. And rounding out your top 10 right now will be the 471 of Kung Fu Beer. So Zed leading the way. You know he's getting low on fuel here, so I can't imagine that he's going to stay out 2 more laps. Because we got at least 1 more lap of caution here. If he stays out another lap, he's going to run it out at the beginning of the next, before he takes the green flag. And it's going to cause confusion and delay. So Zed doesn't bring it in. I'm not sure what Aces to Zed Motorsports is thinking here. He's going to be just be behind the 8 ball, as it were. So maybe they got a plan here. They're like, hey, we're running some caution laps. Maybe we can get in, etc., etc. Not sure. Not sure what the Aces to Zed crew has in store here, as the 999 of Deviant falling to the back of the pack right now. He is a lap down. He must have had a tire or something go down. He has had 2 pit stops here today. So again, 95 is Zed Brunna, your leader. 544 in second place. We're going to see a split. Zed's going to go down to the inside, so that might be his only saving grace at this point. When we go back to green, is that he is going to be down on the inside, can jump into the pits right away. I mean, he's got to go around a whole lap here unless he dives into the pits, you know, before the green flag, which honestly could be a good deal. Pit stops are taking about 43 seconds. Zed does have the fastest lap of the day right now. So he's got a hot rod underneath him, but again, I am questioning the call here by Aces to Zed Motorsports and keeping him out. Well, he's bringing it down. He's going to bring us back to the green flag. Here is the 95 of Zed Brunna. He's got some. The 544 Frederick Winklebaum on his outside here. Waiting on the starter's decision. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Zed is out of gas, folks. Again, I questioned it. He is a now rolling roadblock for his teammate. He's going to cause an accident here. So there you have it, folks. We called it here in the announcer's booth. Is the 95 of Zed Brunna out of fuel, causes an accident, and almost I would guess ruined the race for possibly the 47 at Dash. So the 544, Frederick Winklebaum, is your current leader. As we see the 42 of Mel Say What working to the back bumper here. Some jockeying for position as we work here, as Mel's not going to be able to take the lead here. So Zed is going to have to be towed to the pits. Looks like that involved the 420 of Queen of Hearts. Zed has been towed to the pits. The 11 of TC Roberts got stuck behind him. We're going to check in on the 47 of Dash. I know that he is got some damage on the right front of his car. I'm sure he's going to have some words for the Aces to Zed crew here at the end of the race. He has been just not having a great season this season. I mean, better than last year, but you know, mired in accidents that are not his fault really is the name of the game for the 47 of Dash. No fault of his own right there, so he might have to come in for some damage repair here coming up. Jump back to the front of the field as we do see the 95 of Zed Brunna is still in the pits here. So no takers right now. Actually, yes, we got some takers for pit road, folks. So we do have some takers for pit road. A bunch of people coming in, and we will see. We will rewatch what happened with that caution flag. Well, we're going to watch this restart from the helmet cam on the 95 of Zed Brunna. Well, from the roof cam on the 47 at Dash, I think what happens here is Zed sees an opening and his crew and his spotter's like down, and he doesn't have enough speed to make it to the bottom of the track, and that's what's going to cause this. So this is going to be a rough break for that 47. Let's watch it happen. Well, Dash back out on the track, and maybe they got that damage fixed. Didn't look terrible, but we're going to see if they can get that, see what happens with him as a 999 of Deviant coming out of the pits here. Actually, he's coming out of the pits. So let's hit up your leader here. So back to the lead is the 544 of Frederick Winklebaum. Back in a second is going to be the 49 of Jetman. Third will be the 42 of Mel Say What. Fourth will be the 471 of Kung Fu Beer. Fifth will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Sixth will be the 122 of Adam Victor. 7th will be the 799 of Mike Check. 8th will be the 67 of the Mini Checks. 9th will be the 29 of Wishbone Attack. And running at your top 10 will be the 96 of Nico. So Nick started... I mean, AJM actually started 32nd here today. Mel started way back in 35th. Pistol Pete 34th. So the back runners are... The back starters are actually having a great day here today at Coca-Cola. Lights are off on that beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car, which means we got one lap to go here before we go back to green, and hopefully, what am I trying to say? Hopefully we have no more shenanigans at the beginning of this race, or at the restart. Everybody's in the pits, so out of the race as a result of that caution will be the 420 Queen of Hearts. She was damaged by her teammate, the 95 of Zed Brunna, in the accident. Zed is also out of the race as a result. Also out of the race earlier as a result of those cautions will be the 8 of Moon Bunny, the 12 of Zan, and the 25 of JTM. So JTM going to end up finishing last here today, and that is going to be a detriment to his early going. Again, no fault of his own there. I'm sure it doesn't make it any better that it was not his fault, but you know, I don't even know what to say. You know, announcer's curse, to be real honest. So there is the split. Frederick is going to be at the bottom, so even or odd at the bottom, even at the top. Frederick with 6 laps led here today so far. We are working lap number 24. Sorry, lap number 18. Excuse me, as the beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car is in. I got the hiccup right there. There's the green flag. We are back running here at Coca-Cola. Working towards halfway. The 49 of Jetman, great jump on the outside. I think we're about 4 laps from halfway right now, maybe 3 laps from halfway. Yeah, we're working towards lap number 41, or sorry, 21. So we are 3 laps from halfway as of right now, I think. And so Jetman is going to try to lead at halfway. Again, 5 bonus points for leading at halfway. Jetman does have a couple laps led so far here today, but that 544 Frederick Winklebaum for last few races has had just a hot rod. He has moved himself up to the 29th in points, which is saying something because he's finished pretty well. 42 of Mel Say What, working down to the inside of the 544 here. She's going to get some help by her teammate, the 122 of Adam Victor, your points leader. Frederick's going to come down and slam the door on her right there. So Frederick slams the door on the 42 of Mel Say What. That pushes the 122 of Adam Victor down to the inside. It's going to be a battle down the backstretch between teammates, the 122 and the 42. So Mel's able to keep her position as the 666 of Pistol Pete is getting worked underneath by the 29 of Wishbone Attack, 28 of E-Doggy trying to get underneath him here. So Mel is trying that run again down the front stretch as Jetman out to the lead. Her teammate, the 122 of Adam Victor. No, here comes the 29 of Wishbone Attack. He's going to make it possibly 3 wide. Does not make it 3 wide. The 544 thinks better of it, goes way high here. The 29 now working to the back bumper of the 42. As we have, it is now the 29 of Wishbone Attack down to the inside of the 42 of Mel Say What here. As we have crossed halfway with your leader, the 49 of Jetman. He's got his teammate, the 29 of Wishbone Attack, in tow right now. As we see their other teammate, the 88 of NM, into the picture. NM is helping along the 471 to Kung Fu Beer with possibly some help by the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days, as now a battle on the track for the second position as E-Doggy is going to take that away. He's actually got a great run here to the back of the 49 of Jetman. So E-Doggy for TPRG, again, you can't talk enough about how well TPRG does with their Super Speedway package as they are about to put the 28 of E-Doggy. No, he gets the door slammed on him by the 49 of Jetman. So Jetman slams the door on the 28. We're going to see if the 29 works down to the inside. Here comes his teammate, the 88 of NM, as he works underneath the 42 of Mel Say What here. KFB thinking about making it 3 wide. I think he's going to. Mel jumps out here on the 29. Thought I heard some spin in there for a second. We're going to see if that is actually the case. We'll watch for a yellow flag if there is. As the 471 of Kung Fu Beer now working underneath the 28 of E-Doggy. MBR lined up in the high line right now. The 88 and the 49 and the 29. The 51 of AJM down to the inside. So Jetman still leading the way right now over the rest of this field with the 51, his teammate, down to the inside of the 471 to Kung Fu Beer here. KFB jumping down. He's going to try to work himself into the second position now. There goes the 51. He's going to work down to the bottom of the track. I think we might have it like 3-4 wide right here as we get very close between the 300 and the 3. That could have been a horrific crash as now the 51 of AJM making it 3 wide with the 51 and the 471. The 51 of AJM makes it 3 wide with the 471 of Kung Fu Beer and the 49 of Jetman. He's going to take over the lead here after that crazy maneuver down the backstretch. Into the lead goes the 51 of AJM, again coming from way back in the pack, starting position of 32nd here today. I think we're going to have at least 2 more pit stops here at Coca-Cola before the end of this race as the 88 of NM trying to get up there to do battle with his son, the 51 of AJM, 61 of E-Doggy down to the inside. He's going to try to get that help with the 88 of NM, as NM has got help by the 471 of Kung Fu Beer right now. KFB's car is looking stout here for the Drop Bear Racing team as they drop off the track. Oh, that looks sketchy right there. We're going to see if that's going to bring out a caution. 250 miles an hour into the pits is nothing to joke about. As the 51 of AJM still leading the way, as you do see people out here on pit road. So AJM working down the backstretch with the 61 in tow. So Chevy driving a Dodge is trying to move himself up in the points to the points lead. Currently 2 behind the 122 of Adam Victor. Checking Chevy doesn't have a lap led. He is not going to lead this lap either as the 51 of AJM just slams the door on him. We do see some contact right there between the 33 of Harvey Jones and the 471 of Kung Fu Beer. So Harvey wrecking the 471 of Kung Fu Beer. No caution on the track with that. We're watching left side tires going on the 51 of AJM, so I can imagine that Harvey's going to be visited by Hilarious after the race for doing damage to the 471 of Kung Fu Beer. So KFB, we got to check on him here. He's still running, so that's great news for the 471 of Kung Fu Beer. Not great news that he got spun by the 33 of Harvey Jones. Again, I'm sure there's going to be words in the pits after that. So KFB now finally into the pits here. Harvey into the pits. We're going to see if KFB throws any wrenches or anything at him when he drives past. We'll keep an eye on this. This could be a story to tell here at the end of the race. We'll see if KFB has anything to say about it. AJM working through 3 and 4 right now. Tires going on that 471. He's down and away. Harvey's still in the pits. KFB. Oh, I think I might have seen the one finger salute from the 471 to Kung Fu Beer there. So Kung Fu Beer going to have a lot to make up here as the 61 of Chevy may be taking over the lead of this race here. Looks like the 13 at King of the Aces may have fallen way to the back right now. Waiting on timing and scoring to update. Once everything updates, we will update you. Harvey was being shown as your leader, but I think when he crosses the line, the 61 of Chevy will take over that lead for TPRG and the Pabst Blue Ribbon. Lucky Strike Dodge. So, indeed, the 61 of Chevy does take over your lead. Second's going to be the 51 of AJM. Third will be the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Fourth will be the 49 of Jetman. Fifth will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Sixth will be the 42 of Mel Say What. Seventh will be the 11 of TC Roberts. Eighth will be the 88 of NM. Ninth currently will be the 28 of E Doggy. And rounding out your top 10 right now will be the 300 of Resemble. Jump back up here to the front of the field as AJM still a few car lengths back from the 61 of Chevy, as Chevy does lead the way here. We're going to get, I think, one more pit stop right here at the end of the race. With 13 laps to go, I think there has to be one more pit stop. If we get a caution, that'll seal it for pit stops, but if we're not, we're going to get some green flag action again as the 61 of Chevy again leads the way here for TPRG. Their Super Speedway package is just shining right now as they are the leaders, as the pack is now catching up to the 51 of AJM, which honestly doesn't bode well for the 61 of Chevy, as the 3 of Geek Girl Games, looking for win number 3 of the season, is now working down to the bottom underneath the 61 of Chevy. He almost tried to slam the door there. He's not going to be able to do it. The 49 of Jetman's going to follow along with her. Looked like Jetman was sticking the front end of his car out there. Thought he was going to make it 3 wide. He's going to push the 3 of Geek Girl Games around the 61 of Chevy. He's going to get some help by his teammate, the 51 of AJM. She jumps to the high line. Jetman down to the bottom. AJM with a stout car as well. I thought he was going to try to make it underneath the 49 of Jetman there. Jetman works to the high line. 11 of TC Roberts going to make it 3 wide right now with the 51 and the 3. 8-car breakaway at the front of this field with the 49 of Jetman back out to the lead of this race. So Jetman out to the lead, the 88 of NM trying to work underneath the 11 of TC Roberts. TC trying to get to the back bumper of the 49. Making it 3 wide is another TPRG, the 666 of Pistol Pete. So we got 3 MBR, 2 TPRG, and Aces to Z, G3 Motorsports, and DM Motorworks out here racing at the front of this field, as the 88 of NM is able to keep that position. He's now worked himself into the second spot. NM finally back up to the front of the field after starting 8th here today. So that's Smirnoff Ocean Spray Chevy for MBR. Works to the back bumper of his teammate, the 49 of Jetman here. Again, I think we got one more pit stop here today. He's kind of got, yes, he is going to jump down to the bottom of the track. We're going to see if anybody goes with him. 666 stays to the high line. He's got help by his teammate, the 61 of Chevy. Chevy works to the bottom now as well. So NM trying to work out to the front of this field. It looks like they're going to catch up to the 660 of Garrett Miller, who was your pole sitter here today. Garrett staying to the high line. Everybody works underneath him. NM takes over the lead. We're going to see, I think that's going to be his first lap led of the day. 666 of Pistol Pete. Oh, so close right there between himself and the 61 of Chevy. He's got to get out of the gas. Chevy to the back bumper here of the 88 of NM. 3 of Geek Girl Games down to the inside. I thought Mel was going to work down there as well. Battle for third position here between the 666 and the 3. Now the 51 of AJM. Again, AJM has a strong car here today, as does the 61 of Chevy. Right now, if I was thinking, I'm like the 61, the 51, and the 49 are stout here today at Coca-Cola, but that 3 of Geek Girl Games, the owner of G3 Motorsports, trying to get win number 3 of the season, is now to the back bumper. She moves from NM drops first to fourth here. I think he's going to lose that spot to his teammate, the 51 of AJM. No, AJM slots in behind here. So AJM might lose that to the 666 as the 61 currently leading as G3 off the gas into the pits. We saw the hand wave. We saw NM stay high there. Final pit stop for the 3 of Geek Girl Games happening right now. We're going to follow along with the 61 of Chevy as the 88 and the 51 have hooked up here. We're going to see if they can work to the back bumper now of this 61 of Chevy. This is going to be a game in the pits, folks. This is going to come down, I feel like, to how well you can do in the pits, if you can get in, if you can get out. I mean, we got 7 laps left. You know, we don't know what's going to happen here, but it has been an exciting race. Few cautions here and there. You know, I mean, I've been excited. It looks like they are off the gas. They are into the pits. Nobody's staying out. It doesn't look like. It looks like everybody else coming in as well. So final pit stops happening for your leaders. The 61 of Chevy, the 51 of AJM, and the 88 of NM. AJM is into his pits. We got right side tires going on that 61. Right side tires for the 51 of AJM. All the fuel they can get in that car is going in. AJM is finally maybe down on the way. No, heartbreak right now for the 51 of AJM. He's stuck in the pits. NM finally gets his right side tires on. He is down and away. He's going to come out into the third position. AJM is finally out of his pit stall. So it looks like the 61 of Chevy, possibly your leader right now. We're going to see where the 3 of Geek Girl Games and everybody else comes out at as they're working around this track as well. There goes the 33 of Harvey Jones, who again caused issues with the 471 of Kung Fu Beer. 61 of Chevy absolutely making an insane outlap right now. KFB up to the 5th position after those pit stops. But Chevy has an insane lead right now with 5 laps to go. Harvey is in. There's the 471 coming out. 660 of Garrett Miller is a lap down. He's going to go 2 laps down here, I think, to the leader. '77 of Zip. Not a great day for the front row starters, as Zip looks like he might be running back of the pack right now. But his teammate, 61 of Chevy, looks like he might be out to the lead. KFB is going to lead a lap here. So waiting on that timing and scoring to update as we are probably about 5 laps to go here at Coca-Cola. I'm going to call it as the 61 of Chevy in the lead. Second's going to be the 42 of Mel Say What. Third will be the 11 of TC Roberts. Fourth will be the 88 of NM. Fifth will be the 28 of E Doggies. Sixth will be the 51 of AJM. Seventh will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Eighth will be the 49 of Jetman. Ninth will be the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Rounding out your top 10 right now will be the 67 of the Mini Checks. So they are going to have to battle if they're going to catch up to this leader, the 61 of Chevy. He currently runs about a second ahead of everybody right now, and he's 3 seconds up on the actual main pack there. So with about 3 laps to go, your leader on the track is the 61 of Chevy. Maybe the only one that can catch him right now is the 42 of Mel Say What, as she is closing in fast here. As they are getting racy back here for the third position right now. They're about 5 miles an hour faster than the front two right now. As Mel trying to work to the back bumper here, as I think we're going to get 2 laps to go. And we're going to get 2 laps to go here as the 42 of Mel Say What basically to the back bumper now of the 61 of Chevy. This is going to be your battle for the lead, as this pack is insane right now as the 88 of NM leads pack number 2. Again, we got 2 laps to go. Your leader is the 61 of Chevy for TPRG. I can hear the 00 of Mudbone over the headphones right now yelling at him saying, you better win this. Mel stays high here. Not sure what the deal is. She might have some issues with her car. White flag. We're going to get the white flag, folks. 1 lap to go. It's going to be all Chevy here. We're going to see. I don't think pack number 2 is going to be able to make up the distance. It is currently 2 seconds back. It looks like the 42 of Mel Say What just does not have the car underneath her right now to catch up to the 61 of Chevy as he works down the backstretch. Maybe a last-ditch effort here as she is narrowing the distance. Down the backstretch she goes into 3 and 4. For the final time, your leader is the 61 of Chevy for TPRG. Again, like I said, their Super Speedway package is amazing. As he works down the front stretch, battle in the back. It looks like TPRG might finish third. Your winner here today at Coca-Cola is the 61 of Chevy. So awesome run for the 61. Fantastic pit stops here today for TPRG. That really showed in the pits. You saw that. He put that pit stop put the 61 almost 3 seconds out in front of the second pack and over a second out in front of the 42 of Mel Say What. She just did not have the car to catch up to the 61 here today. So he is your winner. Let's go through your finishing the top 10. Again, your winner is the 61 of Chevy. Second's going to be the 42 of Mel Say What. Third will be the 28 of E-Doggy. Fourth will be the 88 of NM. Fifth will be the 51 of AJM. Sixth will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Seventh will be the 11 of TC Roberts. Eighth will be the 49 of Jetman. Ninth will be the 3 of Geek Girl Games. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 67 of the Mini Checks. So TPRG putting 3 drivers into the top 10 here today. Again, like I said, amazing plate package for them here. And next week, we head to the Yard of Bricks. We head to Indianapolis for the Indianapolis 100. That should be an amazing race. That is after the Indy 500, so we're going to be they got to get the 500 out of the way, bring us in, run the Indianapolis 100. Should be an amazing race next week at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Let's check in on those all-important points. That's obviously going to push Chevy out to the lead of the point standings with that win. Also, I believe that was his first win of his career. If it was, I just don't have the stats up currently, but if that was his first win, congratulations to him on that. So he's probably your points leader right now. You're seeing those on the screen. Let's check in on those team and chassis standings. TPRG, again, with an amazing race here today. They're going to get 3 people in the top 10 and show you're seeing your team and chassis standings as well. Well, fantastic race here today at Coca-Cola. You just felt it as the race went on. The cars to beat here today, I believe, were the 61, the 51, and the 49. 61 of Chevy is your winner here today, and I'm just checking real fast. I want to see if that is his first win of his career or not. Let's give it a gander real fast. That is actually his first win of his career, Second win, I believe, for TPRG. So Chevy wins his first race here today. TPRG, the premium racing group, headed by the 00 Mudbone, who is he's an amazing super speedway driver. They definitely had a fantastic package on their cars today, and you could see it by have 3 drivers in the top 10 right there. So awesome job for TPRG. Fantastic job in the pits. Congratulations to Chevy. First win of his career. And until next week at Indianapolis, take care.